Guatemala, a reporter from the Washington Post named Kevin reached out to him and asked him if he had been deported and separated from his son, and he said yes. And he told them that Together Rising existed and had raised all of this money to fight for his reunification with his son. And if he wanted to be a part of that project, that he would help him. So 2 days later, a lawyer named Aaron Andrews from El Otro Lado came down to Guatemala and interviewed him and asked him if he was willing to come back to the United States to reunify with his son. And he said, "That's magnificent, that's all I want." And so that is when the process started, and that is where we are today.
Tiene 9 años.
So that was the last time he saw his son on May 30th, his 9-year-old son. He felt like it was impossible to tell his son that he was going to be separated because the sadness was too overwhelming. And the officials that processed him in his case told him that they were at capacity and he could not be turned in for asylum. So they were going to be immediately separated and that he was going to be deported. Since that time, he hasn't seen his son. And they told him that his son would be put up for adoption and that there was no other choice he had. Jose tried to fight for his son and tell them that that was not their idea in coming, that they were fleeing violence and delinquency in Guatemala, in a situation where they felt that they could not be safe, and that they had no intention of coming here to leave their child, that they loved their child very much and wanted to move back together to Guatemala if they had no choice. But they were told that that was not possible.
Y sinceramente, primeramente, gracias a Dios y a todas las muy buenas personas de la organización que se nos ha hecho posible este viaje y nuestra esperanza, y no perdemos la fe, la confianza en nuestro Dios, que vamos a ser reunificados nuevamente con nuestros hijos. Es nuestra meta y nuestra decisión, y esperamos que el Señor nos siga ayudando para poder ver, abrazar a nuestros hijos. Va a ser una felicidad y va a ser una historia y va a ser algo inolvidable.
Taken from, organized travel to Guatemala City and then across the border from the southern border to Mexico. And we're in Tapachula for about 15 days at a really lovely ranch with great food, and really enjoyed their stay there. And then we're flown to Mexico City and then flown to Tijuana, where they stayed for 2 weeks. And then yesterday we're brought here to Mexicali. And so he just wants to say that he wants to thank God first, and continues to have faith and confidence that he will be reunited with his son, and just wants to thank all of the organizations and Together Rising and all their wonderful supporters for bringing him here to this moment to be reunified with his family and to give his children a hug, because that's their goal and that's their decision, and they know it's going to be a magnificent and an unforgettable moment.
No, pues para las personas que nos han ayudado, sinceramente no tenemos ni cómo agradecer. Se han portado muy bien y sinceramente nunca esperábamos que se fuera a hacer realidad el momento que nos iban a traer, pero gracias a Dios que se ha hecho realidad. Y sinceramente, de mi parte y de parte de todo el grupo, se les agradece por esa gran corazonada que tienen de podernos ayudar. Sinceramente nos han tratado muy bien, el hotel, la comida, los viajes magníficos, y de mi parte estoy muy agradecido, y esperamos que si se hace posible de que se haga realidad nuestro sueño, que también se le pueda hacer realidad el sueño a las demás personas que aún todavía están deportadas y necesitan también de su ayuda, necesitan también tener el abrazo de ese hijo que también está en los Estados Unidos, en una detención no sé dónde, pero igual como nosotros nos han ayudado, les agradecemos también si pueden ayudar a nuestros demás compañeros que han sido deportados, separados también de sus hijos.
Thank everyone, and very appreciative and grateful for everyone that has helped, and that everything has been wonderful, all the treatment that they've received, the kindness that they've received, the hotels, the flights, the food has all been really wonderful. And they want to remind everyone that there's still hundreds of families that continue to be separated from their children and that have been deported. So asking people not to forget and to support not only their family but other families that have gone this terrible trauma, and to make their dreams come true, to also be reunified with their children and just give their children a hug. That's all they want.